The US economy, a behemoth on the world stage, has long been a source of both envy and inspiration, admired for its resilience and capacity to innovate. Its dynamism, innovation, and sheer scale have driven global growth for decades, setting benchmarks for other nations to follow. Yet, in recent times, a specter has begun to haunt the corridors of power and the homes of ordinary Americans alike. The looming threat of a recession, casting a long shadow over the nation's economic future. What was once a distant rumble has morphed into a chorus of concern, fueled by a confluence of internal and external pressures, creating an atmosphere of uncertainty. The stock market, often seen as a barometer of economic health, has been on a roller coaster ride, experiencing bouts of volatility that have left investors jittery and uncertain about the future. Consumer confidence, a crucial driver of economic activity, has also shown signs of waning, as anxieties about the future take root and people become more cautious with their spending. These tremors, once isolated, are now reverberating across the economic landscape, raising the question, is the US economy on the brink of a downturn, or can it weather the storm? This essay delves into the factors contributing to this atmosphere of uncertainty, examining the potential consequences of a recession and exploring the arguments for and against its likelihood, providing a comprehensive analysis. From the trade wars that have upended global commerce to the economic indicators flashing warning signs, we will dissect the forces at play, offering insights into the complexities of the current economic climate. By understanding the risks and potential outcomes, we can better equip ourselves to navigate the turbulent waters that may lie ahead, ensuring we are prepared for any eventuality. This is not a time for complacency. It is a time for vigilance, informed decision-making, and a renewed focus on economic resilience to safeguard our future. One of the most significant contributors to the current economic unease is the ongoing trade war between the United States and its major trading partners, particularly China. This conflict has been marked by a series of escalating tariffs and counter-tariffs, creating a volatile environment for international trade. Initiated with the stated aim of protecting American jobs and industries, these tariffs have instead unleashed a wave of unintended consequences that have rippled through the global economy. The initial hope was to bring back manufacturing jobs to the US, but the reality has been far more complex. The imposition of tariffs, essentially taxes on imported goods, has disrupted supply chains, raised prices for businesses and consumers, and injected a significant degree of uncertainty into the global trading system. Companies are finding it increasingly difficult to plan for the future. Businesses, faced with higher input costs and unpredictable trade policies, have become hesitant to invest and expand, leading to a slowdown in economic activity. This hesitation is palpable across various sectors, from manufacturing to technology. Moreover, the retaliatory tariffs imposed by China and other countries have harmed American exporters, particularly those in the agricultural sector. Farmers, who rely heavily on international markets, have been hit especially hard. This tit-for-tat escalation has created a lose-lose scenario, damaging businesses and economies on both sides of the Pacific. The longer this trade war drags on, the more entrenched these economic damages become. The trade war has also exacerbated existing economic vulnerabilities. Issues that were once manageable have now been magnified, creating a precarious situation for many economies. For instance, American businesses and consumers, already grappling with rising levels of debt, are now facing higher prices for essential goods and services. This has put additional strain on household budgets. This double whammy of rising debt and shrinking purchasing power could have a chilling effect on consumer spending, further dampening economic growth. If left unchecked, these issues could lead to a more severe economic downturn. Beyond the immediate impact of trade tensions, a closer look at key economic indicators reveals a mixed bag of signals, some positive, others more concerning. The labor market, often considered a lagging indicator of economic health, has remained relatively robust, with unemployment hovering near historic lows. This sustained job growth, however, masks underlying weaknesses. Wage growth, while showing signs of life, has not kept pace with the rising cost of living, leaving many workers struggling to make ends meet. The rising costs of essentials such as housing, healthcare, and education are putting additional pressure on household budgets. Furthermore, the quality of jobs being created is also a concern, with a growing number of workers finding themselves in part-time or gig economy roles that lack the stability and benefits of traditional employment. These roles often come with unpredictable hours and limited career advancement opportunities. Adding to the uncertainty are the divergent forecasts from leading economic institutions. The Federal Reserve, tasked with maintaining economic stability, has been sending mixed signals about the future path of interest rates. While some economists argue that rate cuts are necessary to stimulate growth, others warn that such a move could fuel inflation and create asset bubbles. This lack of clarity and consensus among policymakers and economists only adds to the sense of unease, making it difficult for businesses and consumers to plan for the future with any degree of certainty. The mixed signals and growing concerns are creating an environment of hesitation and caution. At the heart of any economy lies the consumer, whose spending decisions drive demand and fuel economic growth. In the current climate of uncertainty, American consumers are facing a confluence of pressures that threaten to dampen their spending power and overall economic confidence. The trade war, as previously discussed, has led to higher prices for a wide range of consumer goods, from washing machines to cars. This tariff-induced inflation eats away at consumers' purchasing power, leaving them with less disposable income to spend on other goods and services. Furthermore, the volatility in the stock market, while not directly impacting all Americans, has nonetheless created a sense of unease and anxiety about the future. Those who rely on their investment portfolios for retirement income or to finance major purchases may feel less wealthy and therefore less inclined to spend. Adding to the strain is the growing burden of household debt. Student loan debt, in particular, has reached crisis levels, weighing down a generation of young Americans. This debt overhang, coupled with rising housing costs and stagnant wages, has left many consumers feeling squeezed and uncertain about their financial future. Section 5. Business confidence shaken, a domino effect in motion. The uncertainty plaguing the US economy is not limited to consumers. Businesses, both large and small, are also feeling the pinch. The trade war, with its unpredictable tariffs and shifting trade policies, has made it increasingly difficult for businesses to plan for the future. The resulting hesitation to invest and expand is already having a tangible impact on economic growth. Manufacturing, a sector particularly vulnerable to trade tensions, has experienced a slowdown in activity, with some companies even resorting to layoffs. This decline in business confidence can have a domino effect throughout the economy. As businesses pull back on investment, they create fewer jobs and contribute less to economic output. This, in turn, can further dampen consumer spending, leading to a vicious cycle of economic decline. Moreover, the trade war has disrupted global supply chains, forcing businesses to scramble for alternative suppliers or face higher costs. This disruption adds to the overall uncertainty and makes it more difficult for businesses to compete in the global marketplace. Amidst the challenges, there are signs of resilience in the economy. Some sectors are beginning to rebound, showing a glimmer of hope. It's important to recognize these positive indicators, even as we remain cautious about the overall outlook. Navigating through these uncertain waters requires a steady hand and informed decisions. Businesses and individuals alike must adapt to the changing landscape, making strategic choices to ensure stability and growth. It's a time for careful planning and flexible thinking. As we prepare for potential economic turbulence, it's crucial to have contingency plans in place. Diversifying investments, cutting unnecessary expenses, and staying informed about market trends can help mitigate risks. Preparation is key to weathering any storm that may come our way. Finally, this is a call for vigilance and informed action. Staying updated with reliable information and being proactive in financial management can make a significant difference. In these times, knowledge and preparedness are our best allies.